Hi guys, so in a recent HeroQuest video you may have seen that I picked up their latest expansion set. Obviously this has been out for quite a while, so I'm a little bit late picking up. This is the Wizards of Morcar quest pack, and I said in that other video that I was going to paint the entire box, well, in one sitting, which I did. So yeah, I did a little afternoon session and painted the entirety of this box. Obviously only to tabletop standard, obviously, which is kind of my go-to sort of technique. Yeah, I'm not a great painter by any means, but yeah, I get rid of the grey and we get some relatively decent painted miniatures. So something else I'm going to show in this video are these. These are pre-painted ruined fantasy dungeon walls. So it's MDF, already sort of pre-cut, pre-painted. And we talk about those in just a second. But pretty cool because obviously you can use these in any kind of dungeon setting, whether it's HeroQuest or D&D or any other kind of game, really. So we'll get on to talking about that in just a second. As you can see, though, lovely pre-painted things, lots of detail, and yeah, fit in really, really well. So to say, this video is sponsored by Green Stuff World, who kindly sent me a couple of packs of these for me to try out and use in a game. And yeah, really cool. To say, this is laser cut MDF, but as you can clearly see, it is pre-painted, which is cool to give it that sort of ruined dungeon look. I'll leave links down below, guys, to where you can obviously check out more about this this product and obviously all the other products from Green Stuff World, because I do use a lot of their paints. So yeah, easy to sort of assemble. It is just a case of popping them out, which is nice and easy. And these are scaled for 25mm sort of games. So I say perfect for HeroQuest and D&D alike, but obviously it could be used, well, for a whole variety of games really, as possibly cover terrain or anything like that. So yeah, just simply pop them out, and then obviously you can see the little slots in the edges or the ends of each of the things, and then it is just a case of, well, get them in the camera shot first, and then just sliding them in. Obviously this is nice and easy, but even easier if I didn't have a camera right in front of my face. But yeah, that's kind of it really. And the great thing with these is obviously they slot together really well, but you can unslot them. And I know something obviously I'm always going on about is lack of space to sort of store stuff. But this stuff, obviously you can use it in a game, then you can unslot it, if that's the right word, and then put it back in a box. So it doesn't take up too much room at all. You get these kind of like end bits, which are great because obviously these are the bits that can go right up to, well, to the door in your dungeon. I say obviously you can use these however you want, slot them in together however you want. And again, it's customizable, which is a word I love using because obviously it basically means we can make things, well, make things fit how we want them to fit, which is really good. So as I say, I will show in a second how easy they are to unslot. I say, yeah, guys, I don't get, I've got a camera right in front of my face that I have to peer over. So sometimes I'm almost working blind, although I do wear glasses. So yeah, I am kind of almost blind anyway. But yeah, slot in, slot out, use them, take them apart, put them back in the box, all ready for your next session. So yeah, check out Green Stuff World's link down below for your pre-painted ruined fantasy dungeon walls. Awesome stuff. Right, I think we should get on and, well, paint this big box of miniatures. So, as mentioned earlier, yeah, my level of painting is tabletop ready. Although I guess what what describes tabletop ready, I mean that's basically it just means they're not grey. So, yeah, that's everything to go by. So yeah, obviously I do like painting, well, a lot of miniatures at once, especially with the HeroQuest ones. If you've seen my lot older videos where I have been painting the HeroQuest miniatures, I kind of did them in little sections, as in I'd paint all the skeletons or I'd paint all the orcs or all the archers in different videos. The problem with doing that is I've still not painted all of the HeroQuest miniatures that I've got. That's why I thought I'd do a bit different this time. And yeah, I'd paint the whole box in one sitting. That way I know I've done them all. Just because if I was just to do, say, the guys with the swords, then I know the other ones, they'd be on my list to do. But if anyone knows me, I have lists of things I do. Some of the lists are things that I am going to achieve and do. And then my other lists of things to do are kind of, yeah, they're never really going to happen. So that's why I thought I'd paint the whole box in one go. And guys, obviously with this, you can own this as well if you want. I'm actually going to put this box on eBay as obviously a painted miniatures box. It's something I'm going to do a lot more of in the future. I do have my pile of opportunity. So yeah, I am going to be painting a lot of miniatures. Most of the stuff I've got is Warhammer, and then putting it on eBay. So if you want to sort of buy some pre-painted stuff, check out my eBay link down below. So as you can see, yeah, I've got everything on my painting handles and then in the painting trays. If you want to get hold of these, they are on my Patreon page. They've been there for, well, a good number of years. Yeah, I just find using them sort of things makes things a whole lot easier when batch painting. So as always, start with a bit of priming with matte black by the Colour Forge. Again, guys, everything I kind of use in my videos, there are typically links down below. So everything's nice and primed. Say, I do like using the matte black from Colour Forge. And, well, I've been using it for the last 4 years. So it shows just, well, how good it is. Now we're going to do some dry brushing. Apologies, I think my lens on my camera has steamed up a little bit because some of these shots are a little bit iffy. I will be honest with you guys, I've been using the same camera for the last 5.5 years. Well, since I've had this channel, I've used the same camera. So unfortunately, unlike a lot of other YouTubers out there, I don't kind of have the money or the funds to buy sort of specialist equipment, have fancy lights, have fancy cameras, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm still always using the same stuff I've been using for the last 5.5 years. So guys, if you are interested in getting into being a YouTuber, yeah, don't feel like you have to have all the equipment. Literally, if you've got a phone, start filming whatever it is you're doing, whether it's the miniatures or any other hobby you've got. Yeah, if you want to do a YouTube channel, just go out and film stuff, guys. As I say, I've been using the same equipment for, well, forever. Yeah, maybe I need to try and partner up with some companies to send me some decent lighting, cameras, and all the rest of it. Yeah. So as yeah, obviously my style here: prime in black, dry brush white, and then use contrast paints, which obviously do all the hard work for you, which is just absolutely amazing. So these two guys, obviously I'm going to dry brush them white because I'm going to dry brush them with like a copper because they are, well, I think they're copper golems. Is it golem? Is that the right word? I think I'm using the right word. I'm not too sure. As you can tell, guys, I don't script my videos. I edit all the footage together. Some of the footage I do leave out because I don't like videos being too long. That being said, this video probably is a little bit longer than my usual ones. But yeah, I get the video footage, edit it together, and then I ramble over the top. And again, this is how I've been doing videos for the last 5.5 years, and this is how I'm going to continue doing them for the next 5.5 years. Because I say, for me, bottom line is this is a hobby. As much as I am earning money from it, I still want it to be fun, which is why I don't take it too seriously. I don't do scripts. Yeah, I just jump in and I like painting things. I like making things. Talking of painting things, I'm probably going to paint these pretty much how they look on the cards. Two reasons for this, really. One, I think the cards look good. Two, it saves me thinking about what colours to use because I'm not very good when it comes to the colour palette and picking out what colours would probably go well together or highlight each other or even contrast each other. So yeah, so typically I will paint things how they look on the box art just because it makes things, again, easier for me. I'm getting on. I'm old. I want an easy life. So yeah, anything that takes the pressure, strain, or even just the thinking out of it, I will do. So this is where batch painting. If you've never done it before, honestly, it's the best way to get a lot of miniatures done in a short amount of time. Because obviously you literally go through, pick a color, as in obviously I'm using silver here, and you go through and do silver on all the miniatures, especially when a lot of the miniatures are similar, as in they all have the same sort of swords, they have the same armor, they have the same colors, is what I'm trying to say. And then obviously I've gone on and I've used the brown to do things. So guys, if you've never used dipping inks, again, another little plug for Green Stuff World. Been using dipping inks now for, oh, I don't know, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Time just seems to fly by. Absolutely love their paints. As you can see, they come in the big dipper bottles, which is really cool because they don't cost much more than the smaller dipping bottles from other companies, if you know what I mean. So yeah, value for money. I'm not tight. I just like getting value for money. So yeah, these big dipping ink bottles are a good way of saving money. But yeah, they work really well, which is obviously the main thing here. So yeah, again, I've got brown. I'm going round and I'm doing brown on every single miniature. And obviously, the other reason it's quicker here is because I don't have to keep cleaning my brush in between. I literally just use the one color, paint it on everything, and then yeah, move on to the next color. And there are sometimes when I get to the end of sort of painting a batch paint like this, I will see a couple of miniatures that have missed certain colors, but that's fine. At the end of obviously my painting, I do go through each individual model just to make sure it is obviously fully painted everywhere it needs to be. So yeah, so these big guys, love the look of these. I do love it when you get miniatures that are so much bigger than your heroes, because it does sort of show that these are, well, the big boss at the end. Is it the BBEG, big boss, end game? Is that right? Again, I don't know, guys. This is what maybe I should write a few notes down, but yeah, nah, I never will. I'm just going to waffle over the things. But yeah, love the fact that these are just huge, big things, because that's kind of what you want to see at the end of a game, is a big boss being absolutely huge, towering over your heroes, and yeah, making you hope that you roll your dice are on your side that day. Otherwise, well, player down. So, guys, if anything you want to see me paint or make, yeah, let me know in the comments, because say I am now going to start going through a lot of my things, and I'm also thinking about doing commission work. Again, though, I will say now, my style of painting, tabletop ready. So don't expect anything fancy. I, as much as I keep saying it in my older videos that I was going to do this sort of style painting and then do some more highlighting and some other stuff on top, I never do, because I get to this stage and I think, yeah, I'm happy with this. Again, that's where painting is quite an individual thing where, yeah, you paint to how you want to paint, and we're all a bit different. One thing I didn't mention just here is for the first time ever, I mixed a couple of paints together. Something I should do anyway, because obviously to give you more variety in colours. But yeah, I am now starting to mix the paints together. So obviously got the purple for a lot of the tunics, but then I wanted to mix it with this zombie dip just to make it look a bit more drab, a bit more, well, a bit more greener. And that's what I did for the tunics on these other dudes. So yeah, again, you can mix these paints to make new color paints, which is obviously obvious. It's just something I don't normally do, which I don't know why. So yeah, there you go. Mix some paints to make new colors. So the skins, as much as I do have, well, Green Stuff World do a dip and ink sort of skin, and obviously Army Painter Speed Paints do a dip and ink skin. I never like their skins. I don't know why. I just find them. I don't know. I don't know how to describe how I find them. I just don't like them. So whenever it comes to skin colors, I always paint them with a normal skin color and then do a wash, obviously, at the end. So here we go. I'll probably skipped a couple of little bits just because, again, sometimes when I'm painting, it is a hobby. I enjoy it. I love painting. Sometimes I don't always film me painting because I'm in my own little wibbly wobbly world, and I'm just loving it. So yeah, we have got pretty much everything is now painted. So the last kind of like step that I normally do, and that is a good old bit of a wash over everything. Obviously, the wash goes over the skin, and typically always goes over any of the metallic colors. Again, even though I do have the speed paint metallic colors, I do find them, the coverage is really, really good. They just don't have any contrast in them, or I don't think they do. So yeah, good old wash over pretty much metallic colors over the skin, and sometimes over other things. Even if I painted something with a dip and ink or contrast paint of any kind, I will put a wash over it. Again, it just gives it a bit more contrast. Plus, my style again of painting, I like miniatures to look weathered, worn, battered, used, not fresh, not clean. And that's where, again, it all comes down to individuality. I do sometimes put too much of a wash on, but that's just my style. That's how I like it. So I've even done it on the bases just to give the sort of stony floor underneath them that sort of dirty sort of look. So with the two golems, yeah, didn't want to use the wash because, well, that's not what I want to do on them. But I've got this verdigris. Used this before in a video. Absolutely love this stuff. You basically just paint it on. Obvious. But you paint it on lots. You don't have to be sparing with this. You really can sort of give these, well, good old bath with this stuff. And the reason for that is once it's all dried, you can reactivate it with, well, I normally use a wet cloth. So if there is too much on there, you can wipe it off, which is really good. So it does mean, though, these do need to be sort of sprayed in a varnish of some sort. Otherwise, if you got wet fingers, you would literally take this off. It would reactivate and it would take it off. I didn't take anything off. I left it all on. Absolutely love how it's gone. So it obviously gives it that oxidized rust look. I always forget the words. Again, I don't script things, and I've got a terrible memory. But whatever I've got, I love how these have come out. And there we go. That is the whole of this box painted. I say this will be on eBay. So guys, yeah, if you ever do want me to paint a box of miniatures up, get in contact because I'm doing commissions. But I'm also going to be going through my pile of opportunity and painting up a lot of sort of the stuff that I have, which is primarily, I guess, Warhammer stuff is the things I've got on my shelf here. And yeah, I will be sticking things on eBay. So check out the eBay link down below if you want to buy any of my stuff, which would be handy because it means I can then carry on eating. So there we go, guys. All painted in an afternoon. And by afternoon, it's hard to really say because I did take not breaks, but I was watching TV at the same time. I reckon it's about 3, maybe 4 hours to get the whole box painted. But again, don't forget, obviously, because I do filming, I just have to stop every now and then, adjust the cameras or do whatever. So yeah, you could really paint these definitely in a good sort of, I don't know, 2-3 hours to this sort of standard. But yeah, love this box. I probably will buy another box for me, but I just wanted to get this one painted in one go. And yeah, basically, I want to see if it will sell. That's definitely there's me saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna stick it on eBay, it'll sell, blah blah blah. No one might want to buy it, so I'm probably gonna leave it on for a few weeks. If no one buys it, yeah, this is one I'm gonna be keeping and playing with. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna start waffling. Don't forget to check out the links down below, the Green Stuff World, for their fantasy dungeon walls and everything else I do. Okay, guys, you take care. Like, share, subscribe, leave comments, blah blah blah. Bye now.